In this video, we're going to be breaking down the Flash 903 promo. Let's watch the promo continue with the video.
I need your help. A new group of rogues are working together to build a time machine. They could permanently alter the fabric of space-time.
Well, that sounds super ominous.
Let's do this! This mission is too important.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't be a part of it, Officer Allen.
This episode is going to be a big episode for Red Death, for the Rogues. It's going to be an enormous episode. The promo opens up with Barry and Hartley at Goldface's operation. Barry's asking him for help. Then we see in what looks kind of like Barry's lab. I want to say with the windows in the back, the tables there. It kind of looks like Barry's lab. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. We see our first official look, besides the trailer, but in the promo, we do see Murmur. It's for a split second, but you do see him. Then we see Barry and Iris talking to Hartley at Jitters. Barry's talking to Hartley, trying to get him to join this little Rogues team. Barry's in some area. It seems like where Barry, Hartley, Hotness, and Goldface are breaking into, which again, Hotness is being recruited this episode too. He's at Jitters. He's working there, I guess. So he's, it's pretty easy to get him on board. Chillame, I'm calling him Chillame from now on, is in his stupid little suit. From what it looks like at that location where Barry and the others are at. So I wonder if it's going to be a fight scene there. That's going to be something. Barry's telling everyone that the mission is too important, and it seems like that make a call that's a risky one for Barry, and Hartley is telling Barry to back off and stay out of the mission if it's too risky for him. So I wonder if they might have to consider killing someone or letting someone die. Barry's obviously not going to be okay with that, and they're trying to get him off the team now. To get the mission done. So and also wonder if Goldface is going to find out that Barry's a Flash this week because he doesn't know. Neither does Hotness. Well, maybe I'm assuming Barry would tell Hotness by now. I mean, he's kind of recruiting him. But Goldface kind of a big deal. I mean, if you tell him you're the Flash, I mean, he'll come after you more than he already has. So it's a whole different scenario for Goldface, but those four will be in this episode. Hotness, Goldface, Hartley, and I know I'm forgetting someone else, but Murmur. Obviously Murmur's with Red Death, the R3 are with Barry. So this episode is going to be a big episode. I think it's going to be heavily Red Death related. Now, we do know from the episode description that Red Death will be in the city, just, in it, and Barry's piecing together what they know about the Rogues. They know that, two of them are working together, there's undoubtedly going to be more, and they're trying to recruit unlikely allies, which is Hotness, Goldface, and Hartley, and the plan doesn't go to what Barry wants it to be. So it's going to be a full-on interesting episode. It can be good, it can be bad. I think it will be done well, though. Considering Barry's not nerfed this season, I think it'll go very, very well. Again, they do it right, and there's no screw-ups. It can lead to a heavy, very good episode, and very good Red Death-centric episode, alongside a heavy Barry-centric episode. Again, if they do it right, it can lead to that. So, it's gonna be I believe, a good episode, just from the promo itself. Another thing to point out is that Red Death is no longer phasing, vibrating. Assuming they're gonna get rid of that in 903. That's what Hartley's gear was used for. I brought that in my 902 promo, or 902 promo, my 902 review, that Red Death is no longer phasing, vibrating, whatever. She's done with that, it looks like, because something was causing her to do that. I've never talked about it, but, So don't be surprised if in 903 we see her and not her vibrating with the red eyes, with the red lightning flickering throughout her. Remember, so we see her in that suit with the creepy little voice there with the other rogues in 903. Which I prefer. I mean, it was threatening for the first episodes, but we need to see her and not just a vibrating speedster. Like, we've seen that countless times. So I'm assuming we're going to see more of Red Death next week, which is exciting, and I'm all here for it. Now, the whole Chill Lame thing, it can work, but it also can't. We don't need him with Barry all the time. I mean, he doesn't have any other connection with anyone else in this team, so I guess it, but considering Mark just threatened Hartley in 902, and now he's in his exact episode where Barry, Hotness, Goldface, and Hartley are all working together, and they're in a facility that looks exactly like the one that Mark is in, which I'm assuming Mark goes there after Barry and Hartley are there. It kind of makes me wonder if he's going to try to fight them. It'd be interesting because Barry won't be able to help if he's trying to keep his identity secret from Goldface. So, because Harley can take him, probably, right? I mean, Mark has cold powers and Harley has sound powers. Can he take Mark? Probably. I don't know. Who knows? I guess we'll find out if that happens. But, Barry would want to interfere, but that or Mark would just straight out reveal Barry's the Flash. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. And then Barry can fight as the Flash, I guess. But I have a feeling that Goldface and Thomas will find out Barry's the Flash this week. I don't know why, but I do. I don't want that, at least for Goldface. It'd be kind of... Goldface, it's kind of a joke, but he's also like he can be a big threat to Barry if he's, given the right motivation. And that's going to be a difficult decision for Barry to make. How do I deal with him knowing my identity? So it's going to be a very interesting little story arc for Barry. I think, again, if they do it right, it can end up that way. Another whole thing to look at is this last episode for the Rogues? Because we know that in one episode, within the first 5, I'm assuming it's either in 903, 904, Barry's actually tied up and caught by the Rogues. As in Murmur, Fiddler, OG Rainbow Raider, and Captain Boomerang, they're all caught. They all caught him. So it makes me wonder, are we meeting OG Rainbow Raider again next week? Or are they going to do it in 904, which I really don't want to be 904, because 904 is literally called The Mask of Red Death Part 1. It should be a Red Death heavy-centric episode. It should not include the new, Rogue, unless, they're both going to be in the episode. Fine. But I do really believe that we're going to be dealing with this Red Death and Barry, meaning for the first time next week, in 903, and then it'll pick up in 904 with Barry being captured and Team trying to break Barry out. Barry gets out, Red Death kills the Rogues in 904, and then they all had Barry and Red Death fight. The entire episode. Because I don't see this whole arc of Barry recruiting the current villains or past villains like Hotness, Goldface, and Hartley. I don't see that ever, I don't see that taking up an entire episode. And another thing I want to point out is that I do believe this is the episode where we're going to be seeing Grodd. I said in my Season 9 trailer, which for whatever reason, people still believe it's Oliver in that forest. You guys are idiots. It's Grodd. I'm 99% sure of it. And I do believe we're going to be seeing Grodd this episode. Now, we won't see him in the episode longer than that one scene, because I'm sure he's busy, but the thing is that we are seeing him. Now, it makes me wonder if we're going to see more than Grodd. Maybe, I don't know who, but any other past villain that Barry's worked with, or former villain, that was like a 1 week meta. I wonder if we're going to be seeing any of them back. I don't know who, but it's going to be very interesting to see who's coming back. Because I have a feeling it's going to be Grodd, Hartley, Goldface, Hotness, and probably several others that Barry will try to come up with to talk to. But obviously most of them either can't or won't. I'm assuming Grodd is on the can't side. Assuming that's even in this episode. It could be in 904 for Grodd. But I think 903 would be the best episode to get Grodd in and get that scene done. It was just one little scene. I mean, we're already seeing him. So I think that's worth something here. Another thing to point out is the fact that, we have 2 more episodes of Red Death after 903. We have 3 now, 2 next week. And we've only seen her a few times. Now, I get they're setting up the rogues. I get that they're working with Red Death. But we need to see more of her. And I think 903 will be that perfect episode for that. We get all the rogues. We get Red Death in it. And then 904 and 905, we're seeing Red Death in majority of the episodes. I think that's the best way they can do it. Now, I said a few times already over the past several weeks, if this was Armageddon, we would have already had a fight between Barry and Red Death. But because they're setting up a rogues gallery, because they're setting up them working with Red Death, we're not getting that till Red Death is, fully back, which she is now. I think the reason why we haven't had a fight is because she couldn't stop vibrant, she couldn't stop phasing and using her powers. So now that she can control them, I think we're going to be seeing a more threatening Red Death than we already have. Now, something else I want to point out is that in 902, I didn't notice this, so I rewatched it. She attacked the Fiddler, but through lightning. As far as I'm aware, she didn't actually, touch the Fiddler. She just ran by her, and just left a lightning charge on the Fiddler, and she fell to the ground. So I wonder if the Fiddler the Red Death couldn't actually touch anyone, but now she can. So that's why I'm saying I think she's going to be more threatening than she was in 901 and 902. I think in 903 we're going to be seeing a very more dark, threatening, someone who's murdering innocent people in Central City. This is the Red Death that I want, and the Red Death that I've been wanting. I think we're going to be getting that in 903, and I undoubtedly believe that all the rogues will die at the end of 903 and 904. If not 905. Probably 904 and 903. When all the rogues die, if Barry escapes from them, she's probably going to kill them all. Which I think would be a very Red Death move if they were to do that. So, yeah. It has the capacity to be the best episode of the season, at least right now. Because 902 did not top 901 for me. With the flashbacks with Mark and Team Flash debating to save Caitlin or Frost. Barry being the only one with logic, which, it's been more common than not the last several years, which I'm fine with. But, Iris, she should have thought this through like Barry did. Not just instantly go with Frost over Caitlin, of all people. I guess Iris probably feels threatened by Caitlin all the time, so, But it's... I'm going to get attacked for that one. That was a joke, by the way. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But it's going to be... Again, it has the capacity to be a good episode. It also has the capacity to not be a good episode. People were hitting on 902 because Caitlin was in majority of it. So, it can be good. It can be bad. I just hope we don't get, Cecile reading everyone's emotions every 5 minutes and, I'll be good. And also, Mark not being a pain in everyone's butt. And Red Death appearing more and it being a Barry-centric episode. I'd be perfectly okay with that. I think 901 and 902 were both interludes. But at the same time, they both introduce the main story for the first 5 episodes. So I'm okay with how they're doing it. It's just they need to show more of the main villain, and I think 903 will be doing just that. It'll be connecting to what Barry's trying to do, which is stop Red Death from building a time machine, which, how the hell he knows Red Death is building a time machine, we're going to find out in 903. I would assume Barry and Red Death meet. Maybe there's like speedster activity through the Speed Force. Barry finds it, goes to it, and finds Red Death. And then we meet maybe OG Rainbow Raider, that or Murmur, or all three, or all the rogues with Red Death. Maybe that's a scene where Barry's locked up, where he's in chains but the rogues are standing in front of him. Maybe that's that scene, and Red Death is interrogating the Flash. I wonder if it's going to be the entire scene there. That'd be kind of cool if it's in the beginning of the episode, and not the end. Because I really do not see Barry recruiting all these people, and then breaking into some place with Mark there. I don't see it taking up the entire 42-minute episode. I see it taking up probably 20, 30 minutes. The other, 10, 12 minutes can be Barry facing Red Death for the first time, losing with other rogues there as well, Barry being captured, escaping, and then recruiting Hartley, Goldface, and Hotness to help stop Red Death from building this time machine. I think that's how they're going to do it. That'll be the exact opposite, where Barry learns about the time machine, doesn't know it's Red Death, which is a rare thing here. And it's a very far-fetched theory that Barry would have. He recruits them, then the episode faces Red Death, gets captured, and it ends with a cliffhanger for 904, where Barry is captured and Team Flash breaks him out, or Barry gets out. I don't know. But it can be one of those two ways. I can't see it playing out any other way, at least in my eyes. So, but again, I do think we're going to be seeing Barry meeting Red Death in 903. I can't imagine that we wouldn't. With everything that's been going on with Red Death and Barry, it'd be a little bit weird if they haven't met yet in 903. I think 903 is a perfect time to do it. Red Death isn't vibrating anymore. Just control over powers. This is that time for them two to meet. Barry being powerful as hell, fighting Red Death, who is threatening, but how powerful is she? Because we don't know. We don't know how fast she is. We don't know how powerful she can be. We don't even know if her lightning truck can kill people like in the comics. I highly doubt that's the case, but who the hell knows? We're going to find out in 903. It'll be 904, 905. But I would be generally surprised if Barry and Red Death do not meet each other in 903, even if it's for the cliffhanger. I would be genuinely surprised if they don't meet each other in 903. So I'm here for it. And I think it can work very, very, very well if they do it right. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for the video. Have a good day, have a good night, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.